that a British company has won an $11 million contract against stiff Japanese and American competition to supply mobile medical units.
4 years and £750,000 to develop the pod. Now it will play a vital
Pod is part of Shanning, the Lasers to Leisure International Healthcare Group based in rural Hertfordshire, who won the contract.
As the convoy of 150 pod units left Shanning's headquarters today on the first leg of its journey to Saudi Arabia. Pods are providing vital medical support for Red Adair's firefighting teams in the Kuwaiti oil fields, who are facing increasing risk. At the end of a 7,000-mile overland trip to the Western Sahara to supply much-needed dental care for some 200,000 refugees.
The ability of the pod to incorporate such a comprehensive level of equipment.
The Chinese ambassador was there to greet the arrival of the Pod Eye Clinic, which will help restore sight to China's 3.5 million sufferers of eye disease.
The UNICEF spokesman was quoted as saying that pod offered the most cost-effective solution.
Pod is a transportable, self-contained, multi-purpose environment enclosed within a tough, durable shell. Manufactured in glass-reinforced plastic and laminated for extra strength, providing a barrier against extremes of terrain and climate, from the bitter cold of the Arctic to the intense heat of the desert. A single molded outer skin, eliminating the risk of corrosive damage from rain and humidity. An additional inner skin filled with flexible glass wool for thermal and acoustic insulation to maintain a stable internal environment. So what is Pod? Pod is a revolutionary concept in mobile healthcare. Its use by governments, health organizations, and relief agencies throughout the world is testimony to its versatility and affordability, without compromise to quality. Pod has been designed to cater for almost any healthcare application, and the list continues to grow. Pod is tailor-made to suit the individual requirements of the end user, who has complete freedom in the choice of equipment and layout. But more than that, Pod is multi-purpose. In a short space of time, a single unit can be transformed from one application to another by simply changing internal modules. Pod can accommodate 8 seated people or 2 prone patients and attendant. As a mobile medical unit, Pod is fitted with state-of-the-art resuscitation and monitoring equipment. It is fully equipped to deal with a range of conditions, from minor cuts and bruises to major trauma cases. Air conditioning is supplied by a forced flow and fan-powered system incorporating heated or refrigerated air control. The dental healthcare clinic is an example of an application which is of particular benefit to remote towns and villages, where dental facilities may be scarce or non-existent. The clinic can be transported directly to a community and operated as a standalone unit before moving on to another location. The radiology unit is widely used by relief agencies responding to the victims of natural disasters such as hurricanes, floods, and earthquakes, where severe internal injuries are common. Pod can provide on-the-spot X-ray diagnosis so that patients can receive appropriate treatment without delay. As an AIDS clinic, Pod is bringing mobile screening directly to rural communities as part of the effort to combat the worldwide spread of HIV infection. It's a race against time, but Pod has the advantage of being able to reach people who may be reluctant or find it difficult to make the journey to a hospital-based clinic. The ease with which internal fittings can be removed ensures that Pod can be quickly restored to a clean, safe working environment. In any medical sphere, hygiene is of paramount importance. As Pod is often required to operate in harsh conditions, it will inevitably become contaminated. flexibility of the pod system allows a single unit to perform a multitude of medical and health-related services, but at a considerable saving compared with the cost of a customized vehicle-based unit. Pod can be fitted to almost any 1-ton pickup truck, new or old, without modification. The weight of a fully laden pod falls well within the maximum loading restrictions specified by manufacturers of base vehicles. And there are alternative forms of transport should a pickup truck be unavailable. Pod can always reach its destination. Transforming pod from an independent system to a fully functioning mobile facility is a straightforward process and is easily accomplished by one person. 4 transfer and support legs are lowered until the pod is positioned correctly on the vehicle. A universal clamp secures the pod firmly in 4 places. Simple plug-in electrical connections are made between the pod and the base vehicle. Pod is perfectly at home on any terrain or in any environment and will go on performing long after the base vehicle has reached the end of its natural life. If the base vehicle needs to be released for other duties or becomes immobilized due to accident or breakdown, then pod will still function fully as a standalone unit. Power can be supplied from pod's own internal battery, a portable generator, or directly from the local mains, or even from solar panels mounted on the roof. Pod is the most innovative mobile medical system in use today and is being successfully operated throughout the world. It is the creation of the award-winning Shanning Group, market leaders in research, design, development and manufacture of healthcare products and services.
Shanning, a world company. Pod, a world product. Together, working for a healthier world.